Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Allincrypto here, and today, of course, we are going to be talking about the fact that Hedera Hashgraph HBAR has broken out. Broken out of what you may be asking? Well, we're going to be showing you that in this video. We are going to be recapping on the price prediction that we gave for Hedera based on a technical pattern and based on the kind of stage we thought Hedera was at. We teach something called stage analysis in our Patreon. It essentially splits the market up into 4 stages, and ultimately we thought Hedera was in a stage 1 on the cusp of breaking out into a stage 2. And we actually had a technical pattern that kind of compounded the likelihood of this that now has been triggered. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, because this technical pattern is going to give us a price prediction of around about 30 cents for Hedera, 26 cents, but we don't think it stops there. We think ultimately this is going to set up a broader pattern in the form of an inverse head and shoulders that is going to potentially see Hedera run all the way to that $2 mark. Now, before I go any further, it is absolutely important for me to say that nothing I do or say on this channel is financial advice, and you invest or don't invest to your own gain or peril. That is totally your decision. This is just my own opinion on the market and how I'm seeing them. And to be totally transparent, I am a Hedera holder. I am a HBAR holder, and it's actually one of my larger positions. So it's very good and enjoyable to see the kind of moves that we are seeing. And it's even better to kind of see and get positive market feedback in regards to what we were expecting to happen actually happening. So what I want to do is start by recapping on the price prediction video that we gave around about 6 or 7 months ago. Take a look at what we were looking at. Take a look at where Hedera is today. It has, in my opinion, technically broken out. And then we're going to be looking at some other markets that have followed a similar path that we think Hedera is now on. And we're going to use them as a kind of blueprint. We have looked at these previously, but we could show you a long list of other markets that are following, or that Hedera is now following in regards to kind of the technical schematics of them. Markets typically bottom in a similar fashion. They typically go up in a similar fashion. They typically top in a similar fashion, and so on and so forth. And we've got a lot of confirming things that suggest Hedera is not only now in an uptrend, but is going to sort of look to move towards that sort of 30 cents mark, and then, in my opinion, go higher. But we'll have to see what comes. So let's start things off with a recap in regards to the price prediction that we gave for Hedera. And you can see this is essentially what we were identifying. We were identifying this double bottom structure. We're also looking further ahead at what the future may hold for Hedera. And you can see this is kind of what we think is going to play out. And actually, this is pretty much exactly what Bitcoin is doing currently. And I'll just show you that very, very quickly. So you guys, if you follow me daily, will know the sort of predictions that we were giving for Bitcoin. We were some of the first back through the door in 2023 when Bitcoin was around about the 15, 16K level based on a bullish divergence. Hedera hasn't had that because it didn't make a lower low, so there was no divergence there, or perhaps there was one earlier than the rest of the market. But ultimately, we had this smaller head and shoulders pattern, a kind of bottoming pattern, stage kind of 1, breakout into stage 2, it's just an uptrend. This predicted a 42K target. You've now, in my opinion, set up a broader head and shoulders that is going to see Bitcoin run to 150K. Now, why am I bringing that up? Why is that relevant? Well, Hedera, in my opinion, just like most of the altcoins, isn't going to be doing too well if Bitcoin isn't. It is still, unfortunately, the tide that rises and sinks all ships. And if you've missed my 2 daily market updates prior to this video, do check them out, because we look at some technical reasons why we think alt season is cometh, or is here. Which is very interesting. We look at that from a technical point of view, which, again, all this stuff kind of supports our reasoning on suspecting Hedera to do what we think it's going to. You know, we build up this 360 analysis of the markets, of a specific asset within a broader market. You know, we have to have that context right, and then we have to have the context of a chart on its own merit, right? And we think we have got that, and the market's giving us some great feedback. So since we gave that price prediction, you know, Hedera did pull back as expected, and ultimately today has gone on and actually broken out of this double bottom pattern. You can see this is the break here. It is on volume on the 3 daily. It is on volume on the daily, elevated volume, which is what you want to see. When you take a level of resistance, you can lose support on a lack of volume. It's quite common. It's why when we identify stage 3, which is a topping phase, we can see that breakdown on a lack of volume. When we're looking for a break up of a market, so when the market's going up and we're taking out key levels, you want to see that done on momentum, because you need something to carry. You need the conviction behind the move, and we're certainly seeing that in regards to Hedera right now. But to go back to the bigger time frame, This is essentially what we are looking at. You can see it's very much playing out as followed. You don't have the volume on the weekly. Remember, it is the first day of the week, so you still have 6 days to go. We'll see how this progresses. I think you're going to see that volume show up, certainly as we've now triggered, and people will be chasing into this. It might consolidate for a time period, and we'll show you Injective in just a second. It's quite common when you take a key level, you come back for a retest. If you get that, that is a gift horse. Don't look it in the mouth. That is a blessing and a second chance to enter. You know, this is just the start of what we're now defining as a stage 2. So this is something we'd call a stage 1, which is a basing phase. You've got your double bottom pattern in there that kind of gives you confirmation that this base is about to break to the upside. You've now got that. You know, we gave lots of stocks that are all progressing in a similar manner, which I'll show you in regards to stage analysis in just a second. But we have now broken out, and the technical target that we have for this double bottom, just to draw it very quickly and roughly, by the way, guys, we have done this a lot more specifically, and if you want to become a patron and unlock this, please do consider doing so. But this technical target that you are going to get is going to see you run to around about 27 cents, probably slightly less than that, I would say, probably around about 26 cents, something around there. But the interesting thing about this target is that it's going to basically, in my opinion, set you up for a broader head and shoulders. Just like what we're seeing with Bitcoin, just like we're going to show you Injective did and many others after forming a double bottom. And this is kind of going to be the path forward. So I do think suspect a kind of retest, but then you're going to start an uptrend. You're going to find yourself here and likely set up a broader pattern where this becomes your left shoulder, this becomes your head, this will become your right shoulder, and this is ultimately going to see. And for those of you that don't believe in technical analysis, you know, we turn a lot of people into believers. We kind of install some faith in them in it. You know, the people that don't believe in technical analysis are usually the people that don't make any money from it. You know, I've made a good living off of it. I continue to do so. And ultimately, we share that with you. I think if you can understand the charts, and all the charts are a representation of who's doing what with their money, they are going to preempt the news. It's kind of like looking at the footprints in the sand. So this is how we get our $2 price prediction. We need this to play out. What we do know so far is that Hedera has now broken out of its double bottom. It's done that on volume on the daily and 3 daily. We'll see how the weekly finishes up. This is going to take you to around about 26, 27 cents. And then we'll see where we are after that and if this sets up. What I want to do is actually show you guys a schematic of Injective that did the exact same thing to show you that this is how markets go up and down. We can show you the Nikkei, and then we'll show you kind of typically what happens with a stage 1 going into a stage 2 based on stocks that we watch, but we don't really talk about because, of course, this is a crypto-specific channel, though we do watch the stock market and do 360 analysis. We don't talk about really specific stocks, certainly smaller cap ones. I do, however, in my Patreon if anyone wants to get on board with that. So this is Injective, something we've used as kind of a bit of a poster child in regards to what we think's to come. You can see you broke out here on volume, very, very important. You come back for a retest, and when we put the lines on here, it's very apparent. Breakout, retest, and then you start a broader uptrend. So this is essentially what we think is happening for Hedera as we speak. It's happened. We've technically broken out. We may get a period of rest, a period of consolidation, a period of setting up for further upside. But ultimately, we think now a broader target is now in play and a broader uptrend. Excuse me. So this is kind of what we're looking at for Hedera. Double bottom. You can see double bottom. Break of that, you might come back for a retest. Then you're going to set up a broader pattern that's going to cut sort of, this is your 27, 26 cents mark. You know, this has still got a target for us to sort of get hit. But we are very successful in regards to this head and shoulders pattern. Our S&P target that we had in 2023 got hit. NASDAQ, Microsoft. You know, we can show you 1,000,001 targets that we get. We've got a huge amount of success with this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we think that could be coming for Hedera. But right now we're focusing on the double bottom. You can see this is typically how markets move up and down. This is a monthly chart of the Japanese Nikkei. The plan is very much in motion, and it's just a case of sticking to it. You know, we have technical reasons to expect Hedera to move here. It's not just based on where we think it can get to. And again, if you aren't a believer of technical analysis, do subscribe to the channel, do stay put. Again, this is a stage 1 base. You can see your 30 weekly moving average now ticking up. You know, we can show you 1,000,001 examples just to give you a few of stage 2s that we've called right. So this is Coinbase. We're actually calling the stage 2 down here. There was a head and shoulders pattern here that we were identifying. You know, this was where we broke out, and you can see how this has progressed. We've got something like ARK Invest, which we think is on its way. Lots of small stocks, you can see. Stage 1 base, breakout, come back, off you go. This is another one of ours, which is Sentinel One. Robinhood's actually a stock I'm bullish on at the moment. Spotify progressing beautifully for us. This is likely going to get our target or meet our target. You know, you can see stage 1. This is what I'm showing you here, which is kind of what Hedera is doing on this breakout. These are all stocks that we look at in the Patreon. Even semiconductors recently broke out, retest. Another stage 1 into stage 2. And you can see this is kind of a bigger stage 1. So this is essentially where Hedera's at, and the uptrend has now started, in my opinion, with this breakout. You may want to consolidate it for here for a period, but ultimately, in our opinion, Hedera's likely going to see a 3x-ish move, and then we'll see if it sets up for broader continuation. So that is really all I've got for you in this video, guys. It was just an update on our price prediction. I'm sure you HBAR hodlers or the HBAR community is very happy about this, as we are, as a HBAR holder, and I would say a member of the Hedera community. And on that note, I am going to love and leave you. That's all I've got for you. If you've enjoyed the content, like is appreciated, so is a comment, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and see how these price predictions play out. We've given multiple price predictions for multiple other cryptocurrencies. For example, Link is something similar. You know, instead of a double bottom, you had this range here that it broke out of. Link's an altcoin that's up, 200+% for us. This is ultimately setting up for broader continuation, in my opinion. But that's enough from me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.